Hello everybody, welcome back to the table. Today we are checking out a design from Kershaw. This one is not new by any means, but this is another eBay find. So this right here is the Kershaw Ener-G, and so this is the model 1740. And so this one I decided to pick up on eBay because it looked a little bit beat up and I wanted to help clean it up. And of course, because of the condition, the price was right. And so this is a Lee Williams design, which makes it a very unique type of flipper. And I have two other Lee Williams designs from Kershaw here on the table, one being the full-size Ener-G model. And you can, of course, see the size comparison there. So the full-size Ener-G has a 3.5-inch blade, whereas this smaller model has it's a little less than 3-inch blade. But the mechanism is the same design overall. And this one's in a lot better mechanical condition, so I can show you how the flipper works. It is a standard flipper design, but it uses like more of a physical mechanism in there to release the blade. It's not spring assisted, but when you push the flipper forward, it's really interesting. It's just, it kind of cams the blade outward, and you can see the flipper itself coming out, and it's kind of loose in there because the flipper actually physically pushes the blade out of the handle, which is different from a traditional flipper where the actual flipper tab is part of the blade itself. So that's really nice because when the blade is deployed, the actual flipper tab retracts right into the handle and it makes a nice smooth line on your knife. So that's kind of one of the big differences between the Lee Williams flipper designs and standard flippers on any other everyday carry knife. So the Ener-G series came from Williams, as well as the OD series. So this is the Kershaw OD-1. And again, same type of mechanism. You can see that flipper on the back. Kind of a unique shape because it does not have to look like a traditional flipper, but when you open it, it pushes it out just like a standard flipper would work. And as you can see, it's kind of this really unique mechanical function right there. You can see how that works. It's really interesting. And then of course, when the knife is open, it just sits right there in the handle. And so you get a nice clean line on your knife. So again, I'm just kind of showing these to show the types of flippers that Lee Williams came up with, and they're really interesting designs. But this one right here, again, these are all long discontinued. These are all US-made Kershaws, which I particularly do like. And you can see right here, the blade on this one does have some rust spotting along it. I do believe these were all Sandvik steel, so like a 14C 28N type of steel. The handles are actually in pretty good shape. You can see it's this gray G10, and they have these Track Tech inserts, so kind of grippy like skateboard tape on both sides. We can see the pocket clip, kind of a crazy looking clip style, but we can see again a little bit of corrosion on there, and we'll see if we can clean that off. And along the back side, again, you can see the liners do have a little bit of corrosion as well. And so this video, I'm making this because, again, I've never even taken apart a Lee Williams design flipper, so I'm going to be doing that just to try and clean this blade up a little bit. It's really not in bad shape. I mean, a little bit of surface rust, it needs a sharpening, but beyond that, since it's been so well used and loved, it doesn't flip quite as well as my clean model over here. I can really force it with my finger if I flick hard, but you can see it's not quite as smooth as I'd like it to be. So hopefully taking it apart, cleaning it out, lubing it up will remedy that situation. So we are going to take apart this knife, and it luckily uses all T6 screws. So there's 2 body screws, a pivot screw, also T6. Same thing with the pocket clip. So hopefully the disassembly will go smoothly. Since there's really not too much damage here, I'm pretty much just going to use a metal brush on the blade and use some of this Hops number 9 gun bore cleaner. This is usually pretty good at removing surface rust, so we'll see how it works on a knife. If that doesn't work, I might go to vinegar or some other solution to try and get the rust off. I could always polish it off, but I don't really want to lose too much of the detail of the etching with the name information on there either. And so of course, once it's apart, we'll see how bad any pitting or damage is on the interior of the knife. Hopefully it's nice and clean, but we will find out shortly. Okay, so taking this knife apart, this actually looks a lot worse than I would have thought. There's a lot of pitting on the inside liners, a lot of pitting around the pivot of the blade. So I'm hoping a lot of this will come off, but I do actually think I might just do a quick vinegar soak on these items, just to see what I can do to rescue them. The parts look a bit rough, but I'm hoping that everything can be cleaned nice and neatly, but we are going to find out. Only one way to see. I mean, even the G10 it just has this gross rust staining on there. It actually looked a lot better before taking it apart, but again, I guess a lot of that damage, this knife must have been used in a really wet environment and probably not dried off properly. Wouldn't surprise me if the whole knife was dunked in water at some point and just left. Just because look at all that rust on the liners. Crazy. So we're going to clean this up as best we can, lube it up. We have these two tiny washers. I think this will go pretty smoothly. I mean, we may not get all of the rust off, but we can at least stop whatever damage has already occurred, get the knife lubed up and operational again. So we'll see how... So yeah, using the hops alone was not enough. So I did do a short vinegar soak, and some of the rust is coming off a little bit easier after this. So it's really just how much hand effort and, good old muscle do you want to put into it. So the more scrubbing, the more was coming off. But I think I got this to a good point where we removed most of the actual active rust and damage. And so now these liners are going to be a lot more stabilized. But I am happy with how it actually did come out. It came out pretty clean. The G10 came out really nice, and the liners themselves are not nearly as bad as they could have been. So I'm just going to put this back together, and then we'll move on to the next step. So the action here is 110% better. The lube, I think, helped quite a bit, but the action is nice and smooth now. Does not require nearly as much force as it did before. Action was really nice and easy to put back together again as well. There's still a little bit of that corrosion on the blade, but I think it's pretty much stopped at this point. As long as I keep the blade nice and protected, I don't think it's going to get any worse than how it currently is. And you may notice that I did reverse the pocket clip to tip up carry. The knife actually carries much deeper if you keep it tipped down, just due to the placement of the pocket clip on the handle, because the pocket clip is just kind of already wonky as it is. So it does carry fairly high, and you might like that because it gives you more meat to pick on the knife and get it out of your pocket. But if you're looking for the most sleek carry option available, I would keep this knife in tip down. So all we got to do is sharpen this bad boy up. And again, I always practically advertise for them, but the Worksharp Precision Adjust, man, this thing makes sharpening knives easy. And the Sandvik steel on this knife just takes a really, really nice edge. I mean, it was effortless to get, a screaming sharp edge back onto this knife, and it was fairly dull before. And so the edges come really easy, especially if you're lucky to have a plain edge knife with the Worksharp Precision Adjust. I mean, it's just really nice. So everything on this knife came out pretty well. You know, blade is nice and sharp, action is really good. You know, all in all, I think this was a good end result and for a good price.